About time for another Coach Life. I don't know why yesterday's didn't upload, but I'll get it up today. I'll tell you what. I want you to take a moment today. If you're around family, friends, co-workers, whatever, whenever you're around people, if that happens today, I want you to take a look. Even if you're not around people, if you're on social media or whatever, I want you to take a look at the level of confusion. I want you to understand the times that we are in, so you get the real value of this moment right here. I want you to really absorb what is around you, what is feeding you, what is nurturing you, the level of confusion. It's unprecedented. I believe we are in one of the most dynamic times ever. And so for people to feel through this, if you can feel through this, like not numb yourself out and just be drunk all the time or clinging to your vices or living through other people, but like if you can actually feel through this moment, you are doing something that sages and prophets and saints, I think every single person who survives with compassion and clarity to 2025 has lived a saintly, sage, monk, prophetic life. That's the level of confusion that is around us at this time. I'll give you a couple examples so you can land it, right? So just forget everything I said. Just Coach Life, here we go. We're in the middle of a pandemic, yeah? Yes or no? Yes or no? Isn't that crazy? A pandemic. And we're not sure. Some people, it's over. Some people still ain't come out the house. I'm in school. Some of us are wearing masks, some not. Think about how confusing that is. You got people wearing masks and people not wearing masks. The people who are not wearing masks are saying it's over. Or it's just like, common cold or whatever. The people wearing masks are saying it's not over. And maybe it is, but I just want to be safe. Maybe it's for me. Maybe it's for people with compromised immune systems. Maybe it's just, you see, it's confusing. That's the point. Two completely different realities coexisting. We got hyperinflation going on, right? Well, yeah, I mean, things are a little bit more expensive, but it's the supply chain. It's the supply side. Do you even know what that is? Remember at the peak of the pandemic when it was pretty much agreed upon it was an actual pandemic? People were hoarding toilet paper and whatnot. Shame on y'all, man. Ugh. But remember at the height of it, or as it was, very close to the height of it, then we had the George Floyd protests. Remember everybody? This gotta stop. We had enough. We united. Remember how I told you that would fizzle out? Everybody would get back to being normal. Remember what I wrote? Before you go back to being normal? Way before people went back to being normal? Well, look at us. So let me get this straight. The George Floyd protests created the change that we wanted, therefore we're no longer on it? Or, I mean, you tell me. The point is, the level of confusion. You got people that's still in the streets doing the work. You got people that feel like they did the work. You got people who know the work was never done. It was a fad. Okay? When Ice Cube posted that, the percentage of black wealth in America today is the exact same percentage it was in 1960. When he posted that, people got offended. I can convert that information into something that's way more offensive. But I'm not going to do that today. I just want you to understand there's two parts to what I'm saying. The thumbnail should be called confusion, but there's two parts to it. The first part is there's so much confusion that is taking a toll on people, and it's very difficult to rely on what you used to rely on. So if you don't have a sixth sense, or I was listening to a pastor, I forget his name, but he said some pretty provocative things, but he was on fire this morning, and he was saying, if you're not going off your intuition and going off your sixth sense, then you're basically blind today. Because what's happening is, I can give you a fact. I can give you basically a truth. But the way that I give it and when I give it and the context in which I give it can make it propaganda. So you can't just, and there's so much information that you can't even just rely on processing the information, as I was saying yesterday, and converting it into knowledge. Now you have to be able to process the information, pick and choose which information you're going to process because there's so much. Convert it into knowledge, pick and choose which knowledge that you then want to gather and then convert into wisdom. And then you still have to intuitively decide whether that wisdom is worth digesting. It's just as important as what you consume, what you put in your body, what you feed your temple, So these are the times that we're in. And of course, for the majority of my experience, I'm not on the offensive. I like to read the scene. I like to play defense. I like to actually, I don't like to be pushy about things, but there's certain times when you have to be aggressive. And this is clearly a time where you have to be aggressive about your well-being, your mental health, your spiritual health, your physical health. That's not to say you have to everybody thinks hustling and all of that's not it. That's the old way. That's the old system. You have to be aggressive about being poor, cleansing your situation, trusting your intuition, faith in the things unseen. That's different. So in all of this confusion, the first point is there's so much information, it's so confusing, you're basically a saint if you can make it through. And the other point is you really have to have a lot of empathy for folks who can't. So that's where we are today. I have a feeling it's going to be a great day, but you got to be real with yourself. All right, Coach Life, ciao.